I'd like to call tonight's Lower Macungie Township Board of Commissioners meeting to order. If we could all please stand for a pledge of allegiance. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Oh, you're good.
For the roll call, everyone is here with the exception of Commissioner Beitler. So all who were supposed to be here are here. Our solicitor tonight is Mark Fisher in place of David Broman. There are no agenda modifications. There are no announcements and presentations. Hearings and approvals, 6.1 ordinance 2025-01, approving general obligation bond for property acquisition and capital projects. Bruce.
Thank you, gentlemen. You have before you this evening, as discussed at the prior workshop and meeting, a consideration to allow the township to engage with the general obligation bond for those open space and additional properties. We have with us this evening Ryan Mentzner from Ecker Siemens, our bond counsel, as well as Scott Shear from PFM, in case there's any questions. I would note we did make some minor editing adjustments to the ordinance this morning on some last minute changes. You'll notice on page 2 that I updated the board. We have just some basic wordage proposed for purchase of bonds instead of bond purchase proposal. We also removed the underwriter that we had named. We have financial advisor now at this point, and made adjustments on that page for that. So just want to review that with the board, make sure that you are aware of that red line. It does not change the document or the ordinance in any substantial way. I wanted to make sure, since Ryan worked to draft the ordinance for us, and Scott, in case there's any questions from the board about what you have before you this evening.
Any questions for counsel or our financial advisor? Okay. Seeing none, do I have a motion?
I move to approve.
Okay, we have a motion. Is there a second?
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Are there any commissioner comments or questions? Any public comments or questions? Seeing and hearing none, Mrs. Flexer, would you please call the roll?
Commissioner Higgins.
Aye.
Commissioner Robert.
Aye.
Commissioner Shoemaker.
Aye.
Commissioner Ward.
Aye.
Okay, the ayes have it. Thank you very much, Scott.
Take care.
Thank you, Ryan.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.
Item 6.2, ordinance 2025-02, amending Chapter 5, Code Enforcement to adopt the 2021 International Fire Code and modifications. Vince.
Thank you, Mr. President. Tonight in front of you is the final copy of the adoption of the 2021 Fire Code and modifications. I'd be happy to answer any questions if there are any.
Move to approve.
Okay, we have a motion. Is there a second?
Second.
Are there any commissioner comments or questions? Any public comments or questions? Seeing and hearing none, I will call for the vote. No, I will not. I will say, Mrs. Flexer, please call the roll.
Commissioner Higgins.
Aye.
Commissioner Robert.
Aye.
Commissioner Shoemaker.
Aye.
Commissioner Ward.
Aye.
Okay. Item 6.3, approval of applicants for volunteer service earned income tax program credit.
Move to approve.
We have a motion. Is there a second?
Second.
Motion and a second. Any commissioner comments or questions? Any public comments or questions? Seeing and hearing none, I will call for the vote. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, public comment on non-agenda topics. Is there any public comment on non-agenda topics? Moving on to item 8, communication. There is none. Item 9, there is no appointments to various boards, committees, and commissions. Item 10, approval of minutes of previous meetings. 10.1, February 6, 2025.
Move to approve.
We have a motion. Is there a second?
Second.
Motion and a second. Are there any commissioner comments or questions? Any public comments or questions? Seeing and hearing none, I will call for the vote. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Item 11, approval of transfers, bill list, and payroll. Mr. Beidle.
Thank you. We have the following for your consideration. General fund, $136,000. $968.19. The Solid Waste Fund, $3,158.49. The Sewer Fund, $11,654.82. The Debt Service Fund, $127,162.20. The Capital Projects Fund, $364,924.10. The Open Space Fund, $6,610.77. The Liquid Fuels Fund, $33,194.40. The payroll, $165,828.64. Developer escrow, $86,918.08. For a total of all funds, $936,419.69.
Move to approve.
We have a motion. Is there a second?
Second.
Motion and a second. Are there any commissioner comments or questions? Any public comments or questions? Seeing none, I will call for the vote. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? As always, for those watching from home, our entire bill list can be found on our website for your review. Item 12, departmental matters, engineering, Mr. McAdam.
Thank you, Mr. President. We have a bid award recommendation. If you recall, there's a stretch of sanitary sewer in the West Coastville area that needs to be replaced. We had put the project out to bid, and on Monday, the bids were opened. We received 8 bids. The bids ranged from the low of $60,090 up to $190,000. And we are recommending award of the contract to Barrasso Excavation Incorporated in the amount of $60,090. I will note that this is the same contractor that was recently awarded the bid for the storm sewer replacement project. So they will be in the township in general, doing some other work, and we have no problem with them doing the work.
Move to approve.
Okay, there's a motion. Do we have a second?
Second.
Motion and a second. Any commissioner comments or questions? Any public comments or questions?
I would just note for the board and the public, this is within the township's allotted budget for capital improvements of the sewer fund this year.
Excellent. Okay, I'll call for the vote. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Okay. Anything else, Mr. McAdam?
That's it for tonight. Thanks.
Okay, thank you. Any questions for the engineer? Item 12.2, planning, Mr. Tranguch.
No report tonight. Thank you, Mr. President.
Any questions for the planner? 12.3, Solicitor Fisher.
Thank you, Mr. President. Nothing to report. Happy to answer any questions.
Any questions for the solicitor? 12.4, Township Manager, Mr. Beidle.
I have nothing additional this evening. We will be reviewing various topics at the workshop on Monday evening at 6 p.m.
Any questions for the manager? Okay, item 13, other business. Is there any old business to discuss tonight? Is there any new business? Item 14, Board of Commissioner reports. The next board workshop is Monday, February 24th at 2025 at 6 p.m. The next regular board meeting is March 6th, 2025 at 6 p.m. There will be no executive session following this meeting. With that, we are adjourned. 9 minutes.